Okay, now I'm going to share my screen and go to the presentation. You guys see this okay? Okay, great. Okay, so welcome tonight, everyone. We're so excited that you're here and we're so excited to do this class. It's a little bit of a new presentation for us, so bear with us. Um, but very excited to be able to share with you. My name is Judy Danaher. I am a wellness advocate. I'm a diamond leader with doTERRA, and we've been with doTERRA about 2.5 years. I'm fairly new to essential oils, very new to their supplements, just 2.5 years in with that. I've probably been using oils for maybe 4 years, I'm going to guess. Just more frequently recently is the more that I learned. So tonight we are going to learn about essential oils. We're going to learn about wellness, about supplements, all kinds of things. It's a wonderful education presentation, and we will be together for about 45 minutes. Um, might be a little bit longer than that, depending on questions, but you might want to have a pen and paper handy in case you want to take notes. This is recorded, so you can get the replay if you would like to watch this again. We are going to ask everyone to please mute yourself, and that will keep us to be able to keep going with the presentation. And let's use the chat feature. Okay. And maybe if April and Chris can help, and Mike, if you guys can help me with the chat feature, interrupt me if anybody has a question that's relevant at that time, or we can just go ahead and answer questions at the end. Okay. So as we talk tonight, you guys, you're probably going to be thinking about people who might benefit from this information. Maybe you have a friend who's exhausted, or maybe a sister or a parent who's struggling with digestion. Maybe you know a mom who just wants a simpler options for her family. I would encourage you just to write those names down, pay attention to those people, and I'll show you how a really easy way to share this with them at the end. Okay. So here's what we're covering tonight. Okay, this will be our flow. We're going to talk about why so many people struggle with their health, why essential oils, what they are and why they work, why doTERRA stands out in a category of its own. We're going to introduce the wellness pyramid and why it's helpful to understand for our own personal health. Two key reasons why we might not be feeling our best, and simple, sustainable options for our health. So, today we want to partner with you, you guys. Our whole goal tonight is equipping you to make decisions for you to feel good about what you're doing. When we know better, we do better. And the mission of our team is to help people with hope for their health. I hope by the end of this class, hope is what you feel. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so our world has changed faster than our bodies have. Um, we live in a world that embraces the artificial. We have artificial light, ultra-processed synthetic food, synthetic medications. Artificial light impacts our sleep. Artificial food and medications often lead to chronic health conditions. And even so, your body is incredible at adapting and naturally still works hard to heal you daily by regulating your body temperature, fighting infections, healing wounds, and more. And it does this without you even needing to think about it. So over time, however, the artificial that has become so enmeshed in our lives takes its toll. So as a result, our body needs support so it can do what it naturally does, which is heal itself. So this the natural intelligence is what our body already knows, and it knows how to heal itself. It just needs the right support to do that. So this is the wellness pyramid. Think of it as a hierarchy of health. Each level builds on the one below it. And at the base are the most important building blocks your body needs to function, and that is nutrition, digestion, movement, and metabolism. And I would add in that green bar with nutrition and digestion, I would add in there elimination. Okay, because I'm going to talk poop here a little bit, but we have to be able to be eliminating daily so that the natural toxicity reduction that our body does every day, it can actually get out. Okay. The higher we go on this pyramid, the more reactive the care becomes. And at the very top sits modern medicine, which is genuinely remarkable when it stays in its rightful spot. Emergencies, broken bones, surgery. I'm so grateful for this option when we need it. Our grandson just a few weeks ago needed heart surgery. It was an open heart, but I can tell you how grateful I was for modern medicine. It was done quickly, very successfully, and it was just an easy overnight stay. Because modern medicine targets managing symptoms, it is not designed to support the foundational building blocks of our health. So, we want to help you come back to the foundation with a focus on nutrition and digestion. Okay, when our solution for daily health becomes modern medicine instead of nutrition and digestion, we begin to experience fatigue, brain fog, hormonal disruption. It could be digestive struggles, mood swings. Um, and it's because the nutrient buckets in our body are not getting filled with our digestive system is not functioning optimally. So, how do we get to the root? How do we support our body's natural intelligence to heal itself? We're going to start with essential oils. Okay, so what are essential oils? And I'm just curious, you guys, if you want to just say in the chat, are you currently using essential oils or have you ever used them in the past? Oops, trying to find my water here. But okay, have you guys ever, so let's just talk about what essential oils actually are. If you've ever rubbed a mint leaf between your fingers or a rosemary between your fingers, you have that immediate aromatic scent. That is the plant's essential oil. It's a microscopic oil. It's little sacs within the plant's immune system. And when we carefully extract the oil sacs, we get essential oils. And that's really remarkable is that our body recognizes the oil molecules. Essential oils don't override our biology. They support and enhance what our body already knows what to do. So they give your cells the message, you know how to heal. Here's the support to do it. Think of them like a medication and more like a conversation partner for your cells. So here's something that surprises a lot of people about essential oils, and I just think this is so cool. It's one of my favorite things about them. Essential oils don't work the same way for every person. So, and that's not a flaw, that's actually a feature. Our body decides where the support is needed, not the oil. Okay, that's natural intelligence. The oil is just giving intelligent input. The body decides what to do with it. That's why one oil can support two different people in completely different ways. For example, one person might use adaptive when they're feeling anxious and need to calm down. Another person might use it when they feel low or depleted, and it actually helps them lift. The same oil, different experiences, just like April shared with Breathe. Okay, that was a unique experience for this boy. That was exactly what his body needed. And because the body is using it in the way it needs it the most, it's actually working. So, because of their structure, pure essential oils can pass through the cell membrane and support the body at a cellular level, including helping disrupt viral activity. So, this means they support your body's ability to respond and heal more effectively. Okay, so it's important to understand that not all oils on the market are equal. You can walk into Walmart or any health food store and find 20 brands of essential oils. But why does brand matter? Any oil, pure or synthetic, will enter your body just like food. Food can be healing or it can be harmful. Generally, good quality food produces health benefits and healing. Poor quality or synthetic food not only lacks health benefits but can be harmful over time. The same is true for essential oils. So did you know that 80% of essential oils on the market are actually adulterated? Because this industry is not regulated, safety becomes an issue. So doTERRA took the initiative to create a purity standard called CPTG, Certified Pure Tested Grade. Every single oil goes through 54 layers of testing to ensure purity before it ever reaches you. No fillers, no synthetic ingredients, no adulteration. If you're putting it in, on, or around your body, it has to be verifiably safe. So this is a reason safety and purity matter. A friend's nieces were spending the night at their grandma's house, and they always put doTERRA lavender on their chest before bed. It helped them relax and sleep. And well, grandma ran out of doTERRA lavender, so she grabbed another brand from a health food store labeled Pure, and figuring lavender is lavender. The girls woke up with chemical burns and had scars for over a year later. Imagine those girls had taken that oil internally. This is why purity isn't just a preference, it's protection. doTERRA oils are safe at every age, from newborn to great grandparents. And that's not a claim. That's the result of relentless testing and holding to the CPTG purity standard. This is something I love about doTERRA. When I first learned about this, it just means so much to me. It's called global co-impact sourcing. So for most of human history, people's natural medicine cabinets was limited to their own region of the world. Okay, doTERRA sources oils where the plants are grown best in their native environments. Healthy plants make the most effective essential oil. So we get our lavender from Bulgaria, a birch from Pennsylvania, and copaiba from Brazil's Amazon rainforest. Let's see, geranium and tea tree come from Africa. Vetiver comes from Haiti. Each oil is sourced through long-term partnerships with farming communities. So doTERRA actually goes in and partners with farmers, and they provide farmers with fair wages. They provide them with equipment. They train them for growing plants in the healthiest way for essential oils. doTERRA has also invested to provide clean water. They have built schools, they've built medical clinics, community centers, and so much more to address community needs. I know in Haiti, they built a well. They discovered that the farmers, the daughters of the farmers that were growing vetiver were not getting educated because they had to walk at least an hour to get water. And so the girls wouldn't go to school. Their job was to take containers of water, and they would fill it and walk back, and that would take them 2 hours for each trip. And so they weren't getting educated. So doTERRA built a well in the village so that there was water for everyone, and then the girls could go to school. And that's a way to overcome poverty, is with education. Okay, when you buy a doTERRA essential oil kit, you're getting the best medicine from all over the world in one box. And when you put lavender on your child's feet tonight, there's a farmer in Bulgaria whose child is going to school, has access to clean water or medical care because you purchased the bottle of lavender. And doTERRA has a 54-step process from the field to the consumer to ensure that that oil is absolutely 100% pure. Okay, so here's a wonderful study that was done by the Roseman University. It was done without doTERRA knowing that it was happening. Um, but we love it that doTERRA is backed by science and research. We have our own scientists and doctors on staff, 18 of them. But this was a study done outside of doTERRA. So researchers at Roseman University tested multiple brands of essential oils and their effects on human cells. So doTERRA didn't even know this study was taking place. The results concluded that the doTERRA oils were the only oils found to be therapeutically active in cell growth, metabolic health, and healthy inflammatory response. That's pretty amazing. The competing brands had minimal effects, and some actually triggered inflammation and other harmful responses in the body. So let's talk about how we can actually use essential oils. So there's three ways you can use them. You can use them aromatically, topically, and internally. Now, essential oils are super simple to use. Having direction and clarity is super helpful though. And when we use them aromatically, we're just going to fill a diffuser. And that's like on the left there, she's putting a couple drops in a diffuser. The diffuser has some water in it. And then when you turn that diffuser on, it fills the air with the essential oil. And there's all kinds of benefits. It's cleaning the air, and you also get to breathe it in. It's shifting your mood. It's making your home smell incredible without synthetic fragrances. Now, topically, you can apply essential oils directly to your body. So like I have this one here. This is called Intune, and it's a mixture. And so I can put it right here on my wrist. This is a pulse point, and rub that together. I also like to put in tune on the back of my neck. Okay, that's a great place to put your oils. You can put it on the bottom of your feet because that is where our pores are a little bit larger. And within, I don't know, I think as you guys help me, I think it's like within 30 seconds or something, it's that essential oils in every cell of your body. So it's really giving you good support. That's another reason it's like so super important to make sure that the oils are pure. And you also want to apply it topically right where you need it. So if your stomach is upset, put it right on your tummy. If your neck hurts, put it on your neck. If your knee hurts, put it on your knee. It's very direct and effective. Now, internally, this is important and only applies to doTERRA oils. Okay, I can only say that doTERRA oils can be taken internally because I know they're pure. But on every bottle of essential oil from doTERRA that can be taken internally, you're going to have supplement facts. I don't know if you can see that. If it says supplement facts, then you can take it internally. This is actually MetaPower, and I will just take the cap off and put a couple drops on my tongue. I swish it around and drink it down with water. Metapare is very easy to take right on my tongue. There are some oils that can be taken internally that you wouldn't want to do it that way. It would be better to put in a little empty veggie cap, like hot oils like oregano, maybe thyme is a little bit hot. Basil's really strong, so it's not that pleasant to take on its own. But they are still very safe. So that's it. There's three ways. There's no lengthy instructions, and there's no chemistry degree. Okay, so this is the Family Essentials Kit. It is our top 10 oils. This is the oils that every home should have. I call it the mom's medicine cabinet. As a parent, this is like what I run to for cuts, for burns, for headaches, for illness, for tummy troubles. I just am going to spotlight a couple. We recently were taking care of our grandkids in Philly, and the mom and dad were gone for 5 days, and so we had the 9-month-old and the 5-year-old. And once you know it, on the second day, the 9-month-old started getting sick. He was like he was already fighting a little bit of something with some loose stools, but he was teething. Well, he woke up in the middle of the night pulling his ear, and I'm like, oh great, we I don't want to take this little guy to urgent care. Well, I had some essential oils with me. I did not have my family essential kit, which I had forgotten to take it. So I was like, okay, what do I have? So I normally would have grabbed the tea tree oil and put it with a little bit of carrier oil and put it around his ear, but I didn't have that. But I did have basil. So I put one, now he's 9 months old, 24 pounds. I put one drop of basil in the palm of my hand and put a little bit of his baby lotion and mix that together. And I just put that on the outside of his ear. And then I rocked him for, it was what, maybe, I don't know, Mike, what was it, like 10 or 15 minutes? And he calmed right down. I was able to put him back in bed and he went back to sleep. And then every time I changed his diaper, I just kept putting one drop of basil around his ear. And I just used one drop because he's just a little guy. And so I wanted to make it a little bit more diluted. Super, super effective. He also was a little bit congested. His mom had a bottle of Breathe. And so I did the same thing on his. I put one drop of Breathe in the palm of my hand with a little bit of his lotion and rubbed that on his chest and his back. And it kept me from having to use the nebulizer while they were gone. Oh, so that was really good. I didn't want to have to go into that medical stuff. Okay. All right. So let's just move on to the next one. Essential oils do work best in a body that has been nourished. Okay, so I can't remember where Chris is going to take over. Was this it?
The next one, 17.
Excellent. Okay, great. Okay, so essential oils are really powerful. I'm always amazed at, even though I believe in them, I'm learning so much more about them. I'm always amazed, like when they work. Like when they worked on the little guy, I was so grateful. Um, but they do work best in a body that's properly nourished. And so think of it this way. If you can plant the same seed in two places, as you can see on this picture, one is in a really dry, not such great prepared ground, but on the right is this nice, rich soil. And you can have the same seed, but you're going to get very different results. So if your body is exhausted, depleted, or missing key nutrients, it's like that dry soil. So the question is, how do we create the conditions for the body to have rich, Nourish Soil. And now I'm going to let Chris take over.
Always helps to unmute. Thank you, Judy. Let's address the poor soil first. Every health challenge essentially comes down to one or both of these two things: toxicity and deficiency. Too much of the wrong things or not enough of the good things. That's it. Let's look at both. Now let's look at deficiencies. Deficiencies simply means you don't have enough of something. You're probably grown up hearing an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And that's because real food grown in healthy soil used to be packed with the nutrients our bodies needed to function and heal themselves. Food was medicine. But now, not so much. Research highlighted by the New York Times found people need to eat 8 oranges. That's crazy. Today to get the same nutrients from just one orange 2 generations ago. I want to know is what are they doing in Florida? Soil depletion, pesticides, genetic alterations. The results, 94% of people are deficient in one or two or more key nutrients. Essential nutrients are the ones your body cannot function optimally without. Too much toxicity and too many deficiencies create poor soil in our bodies that make it hard for us to heal. Next slide. I like this slide because it's so true. The heart attack at 50 begins at 20. The Alzheimer's at 70 started when you were 40. The loss of independence at 80 began at 30. The aging you want tomorrow begins with the choices you make today. Wellness isn't a destination you arrive at. It's the results of choices you make consistently over time. It's hard knowing when to really start investing in your health. Do you wait for the chronic illness? Do you wait for your kids to be out of the house so you have time? Here's what I know. We're going to pay for our health no matter what. We're either paying now or we're going to pay later. Either way, you're paying. Think about a 401k. Nobody opens one at 64 hoping to retire at 65. You invest steadily and early because the payoff compounds over time. Your health works exactly the same way. You invest now or you pay later. You don't have to overhaul everything right now. That would be ridiculous and your body would reject it anyway. Think about starting with something small, simple, and sustainable. Build that habit. Let's shift now and look at how to create a nourished soil in the body so that when you plant good seeds, your health thrives. Introducing the Foundational Wellness Bundle, VMG, omega-3s, and the most comprehensive probiotic on the market. Remember our wellness pyramid? We're going right to the foundation now. We call these 3 products foundational wellness. Together, they fill nutritional deficiencies, repair your cellular environment from environmental toxins, and help rebuild your gut. Here's a brief overview of each. VMG Plus is your nutritional foundation. Whole food vitamins, minerals, and super greens, delivered so your body can absorb and use the nutrition. EO Omega Plus is a high-quality omega-3 fish oil with wild orange essential oil. Hold on, before you cringe, I'm going to share more, or April is going to share more about this fish oil later. And PB Restore is a 4-in-1 product that rebuilds the gut ecosystem. Let's look at each of these a little closer. VMG Plus is the powerhouse multivitamin designed to address nutritional deficiencies. Most of us eat the same 5 fruits and vegetables all the time, but VMG, it gives you the nutrients from over 90 different varieties of whole foods. It absorbs 4 to 6 times better than standard supplements. Food diversity is great for your overall health. This has pineapple mango flavor. This has a pineapple mango flavor, so it tastes good too. And it makes it easy to take it every day. Here's what makes it generally different from anything else on the market or anything else I've taken, and I've taken everything. VMG Plus absorbs at a rate close to 100%. Clinical trials showed it absorbs 590% better than standard supplements. That's crazy to me that people make supplements that don't absorb. Participants had blood drawn 8 hours after drinking it and showed 91% of all the vitamins and minerals were still in the body, allowing the body to draw on VMG's benefits throughout the whole day. Most supplements are gone from your bloodstream within a couple of hours. One more thing worth noting, VMG Plus contains methylated B vitamins. So if you have the MTHFR gene mutation like myself, or if you've taken B vitamins and felt nothing, or worse, felt off, it's often because the standard form can't properly be converted by the body. VMG Plus is already in the absorbable form for our bodies to use. I think of VMG Plus as part of my food budget because taking it's like eating the best food each day. In clinical trials, VMG Plus reduced C-reactive protein, the primary marker for inflammation throughout your body, by 25.8%. And this is crazy. Participants who took VMG for just 6 weeks reduced their biological age by nearly 2 years. And who doesn't want that? Not their birthdays, the age their cells actually function at. That's real. That's measurable change in just a matter of weeks. And now I would like to turn the presentation over to the beautiful April.
Well, thank you, Chris. All right, so we're going to talk about omegas. So our E Omega Plus is our omega 3s. So omegas are one of the only nutrients your body cannot produce on its own. So most of us are usually severely deficient in omega 3 fatty acids. So fish is the primary source for omega 3s. Omegas are great for brain support. They're also fantastic to support your cardiovascular health. Research shows omegas also help with the inflammation, joint discomfort, and anxiety and depression. So E Omega Plus delivers 900 milligrams sourced from wild-caught fish in the Nordic Seas. It's tested for heavy metals with every batch. You're getting all the benefit without the risk that comes with lower quality fish oils. So we actually add wild orange essential oil into our omegas, and we don't add it for the flavor, although the wild orange makes it taste better, especially better than fish. So we primarily include wild orange essential oil because it protects those delicate fish oils from oxidizing. Has anyone ever burped up fish oil and tasted that nasty fish taste? I've done that with my omegas before. So that is actually rancid oil. So it's not helping your cells, and it definitely doesn't taste good, but it actually hurts your cells. So our wild orange, and they're about this, I don't know if you guys can see this, but they're not that large. You can actually bite it open and taste the wild orange in your mouth, which is awesome. So if you have kids that struggle taking large pills, they just bite into it. So it gives you that clean, fresh orange flavor. So this visual from doTERRA's own research is one of the most compelling things I have seen in a long time, guys. So think of your body as a house with light switches. So the more lights you turn on, the better your body can see, right? You have to clean, you can take care of yourself. Fish oil alone activates only 33 genes. So it turns on only on 33 genes on. So fish oil with wild orange essential oil turns on nearly 1,000 switches or genes in the body That is a huge difference just by adding wild orange essential oil to our omegas. So next up is our PB Restore. So pop in the chat, how many of you guys take a probiotic? So confession here, I never took a probiotic until I found doTERRA. So ours is, so your gut is actually the headquarters for immune response, nutrient absorption, much of your metabolic function, inflammatory balance, and even your mood regulation. 90% of your serotonin, that feel-good hormone, is actually made in your gut. So many experts call the gut your second brain because it significantly impacts your body. So doTERRA's PB Restore is a 4-in-1 formula that rebuilds the entire gut ecosystem. So it includes your prebiotics, which are essentials to feed good bacteria in your body. It has probiotics and postbiotics. So the postbiotics signal immediate healthy immune and inflammatory responses. And ours has bacteriophages, which actively clear out harmful microbiomes and overgrowth in the body. So most other probiotics don't survive acid to make it to the intestinal tract where that support is actually needed. So PB Restore is double encapsulated. Let me show it up. You guys can see it. It's kind of hard on a Zoom call, but it's double encapsulated. And it allows the right bacteria to get all the way into the intestinal tract. So when your gut is balanced, absorption improves. And when absorption improves, your supplements, your food, and your essential oils all work better. So foundation first, always. So let's review a quick 2-minute morning routine.
I'm sorry, I'm struggling here a little bit with the presentation.
No worries.
It somehow attached to my iPad and now
It froze on you.
to go forward. I'm like, okay, I don't know what happened. I've never had that happen before. Okay. Let me see if I'm afraid to hit escape because I'm afraid it will. And I didn't make you a host. I should have made you a host, April. I don't even know what to do. Let me see if I turn
Well,
my.
Okay, while you're waiting, can I share about my E Omega story?
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. I'll figure this out.
Intermission break.
So we started a couple years ago with doTERRA, and I started taking the VMG Plus and Lifelong Vitality first, and then that. But the E Omegas was something that I was on and off again because of the taste. We'd get the high expensive stuff you put in the refrigerator. You take a swig of it, and it was like, ugh. And I worked with the public, so when I went to work, I was like, whoa, they probably smelled dead fish, coming out of my mouth. So I was always like, I was never consistent with it. But also, I have two older brothers and a twin brother that all had open heart surgery, heart attacks. Two of them had stents put in at the 59 to 62-year-old range, right? And of course, and my dad had heart issues, and my grandfather died of a heart attack, and so we have it like in my family. So I was getting all the tests run 2 years ago to like I'm a little worried, so I had my veins like scanned, and I had this done and I had that done. Went to my doctor, had a full physical, and then I sent me to a cardiologist. And first time I went to the cardiologist, he wanted to put me on a statin. Why? Because everyone my age needs a statin was his only thing. And I had some markers that might have been a little high, but he wanted me to put in a statin. And I'm like, I'm not going on a statin. So I didn't like that guy. So I've been on the E Omegas for about a year, and I did want to like rule everything out. So I went back to this guy. I went to my doctor, and he sent me back to this guy, and he did like the heart scan, the EKG, and then he did sent me to the hospital to do what do they do when they look at babies? What's that called? That monitor thing.
Ultrasound.
Ultrasound. They ultrasound my heart, right? And everything was like normal. And so when I went back to that cardiologist guy, he looked at all my stuff. He goes, "What are you doing?" Well, I lost 40 pounds when I started with doTERRA. I'm now up to 55-pound loss. But also, he said, your other markers came down to where I can't really recommend you need a statin. Just keep doing what you're doing. So I truly believe it was the nutrition and the E Omegas that that helped me. And I'm going to be 66 in less than a month. And, I feel really fortunate and that we're on this health journey. And I wish I would have had my brothers be on this health journey years ago with me. Maybe they could have avoided this. But I really feel like that was a key marker for my body was these E omegas and the VMG plus give me the nutrition that
That's
help.
a great point. Thank you so much, Mike, for sharing that. Okay, I Elizabeth, I'm going to have you just wait for your testimony. We have another spot for testimonies, if that's okay. Elizabeth has like 20 years experience with essential oils or something. She's amazing, amazing stories that she shares. So I think we can move ahead with this.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that, Mike. That is definitely amazing. So, all right. So this is our quick 2-minute morning routine, and it actually like takes less than 2 minutes, guys. So before the demands of your day begin, so you're gonna mix up your VMG. I have a shaker cup here, but it's in my box. But it comes with a nice little shaker cup when you purchase a Foundational Wellness bundle, and you just mix it up each morning. Take your Wild Orange Omegas, your PB Restorer, and that's it. You allow this to become part of your routine, the simple way brushing your teeth is. I do this before I even drink my coffee. So 2 minutes of attention that compounds into a completely different quality of health over time. So bear with us for another geeky science slide, but this one is actually really powerful. So in a recent clinical trial with 84 participants taking these 3 products together for 3 months, researchers saw some significant changes. So vitamin B12, their blood levels increased by 20 to 25%. This matters because B12 is one of the hardest nutrients for the body to absorb, and most supplements don't increase these levels at all. Thyroid function improved with measurable changes in both TSH and T4 levels. The hemoglobin A1C decreased, which is a key marker for metabolic health and diabetes risk. And there were measurable improvements in cognitive performance, including information processing, attention, and decision making. So, in simple terms, participants experienced more energy, clearer thinking, and better metabolic health without any prescriptions. So, I love that. I love that part. So participants also track the quality of life across 6 key areas and across the board, every single category improves significantly. So is this where you want Elizabeth to share?
Elizabeth,
Okay.
if you want to share, this would be great.
Oh, she's muted.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to share. Like Judy said, we have at least, I think, about 13 years experience with essential oils. Our journey started with doTERRA right about the time I was born, and we were just amazed at their strength and the purity and their effectiveness too. More recently, we've kind of reignited this interest in them, and we have a daughter who's very medically complex. As Judy indicated at the beginning with her slide, there is a place for modern medicine, for surgeries, and so on and so forth. And we have learned, we are relearning a balance for my daughter with that. And I preface my testimony by saying because she's so medically complex, we have nursing coverage for her because she has a tracheostomy and a ventilator. She has a G tube, and so she's fed through her gastrostomy. She's on oxygen supplementation, and so for those reasons, she's very dependent on having nursing coverage. Whenever we have nurses call out, Dad and I have to step in and take care of her. I'm sure you can imagine the stress levels from that can be very high. She's had, I think, 17 hospitalizations, over 300 days in the hospital, multiple surgeries. So the past 7 years of her miraculous life have been very trying. And with the kind of us kind of reigniting our interest in doTERRA through the Danahers, we're learning ways to try and manage our stress levels from that. The last 4 nights, we have not had nursing coverage, which means Dad and I have to stay up all night because she has to have an awake and alert caregiver. And today, our family was due to drive down to Tennessee to start our vacation. So I got about 2 hours of sleep last night, and the 3 nights prior to that, very limited sleep. I think over the past 4 nights altogether, maybe 10 hours of sleep. So I was like, God, please protect me Well, I'm driving my precious children to Tennessee as I'm afraid I'm going to get drowsy on the road. And he inspired me to grab my little car diffuser, which I did. And we're talking about wild orange and peppermint. It's one of my favorite pick me up combinations. So I threw my wild orange and my peppermint in there and started down 64 to 81, driving through the mountains. And I was just feeling this heaviness. And I turned on the diffuser, didn't really even think about it. But all of a sudden, I was like, okay, I'm awake. I'm good. I'm good. And the girls were calm because it's like, it's a pick me up. It's very invigorating, but it also kind of keeps everybody happy in the car. So you don't have weird smells because somebody is like opening a chip bag in the back or something weird like that. Right. So I was just really impressed. Always, I'm always impressed with the essential oils and how effective they are and quickly. And it kept me awake. It kept us invigorated and alert for the drive down. And it's just that same combination that you find in the foundational wellness. It's that peppermint oil and then the wild orange, which is in the E Omega, together in my diffuser, just really made a big difference for our trip. So just wanted to share that. Thanks for giving me opportunity.
Okay, we are giving Elizabeth Scott a round of applause. No sleep for 4 days, drove to Tennessee, and is on class tonight and sharing testimony. Thank you. That's
I'm on
amazing.
vacation.
That is amazing. Okay, so anybody else want to share? Chris, do you want to share anything about the foundational wellness and your experience with it?
Sure. You like putting me on the spot today. Um, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, um, I guess 4 years ago now, and for 10 years, I was undiagnosed with Hashimoto's and a bunch of other illnesses. Um, I'd worked my way through a lot of stuff, and I'd taken supplements among supplements. Like I have a whole pantry full of supplements that now I don't use because I've been using VMG. The first time I took VMG, the shot of energy I got from it was so strong. I had to lower my thyroid medication. I'm going to lower it again and look to get off of it soon. But I asked Judy, I'm like, is there cocaine in this? Because I'm bouncing off the wall. I'm just curious. What's going on with this stuff?
Health and Wellness
How
Company.
powerful it was. And it was one day. It was my first time taking it. Now that my body's used to it and I've flooded my system with nutrients, the energy is leveled out. But I do take less B12 intravenously. I drink less coffee now. So VMG works.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. We've just been amazed, which is why we cannot not share. We just always have to keep sharing because it's the one thing that Mike and I found that we actually works. We could actually feel a difference. That's how we knew it was working. And so, did you want to share anything, April? Or we can move on.
I started on the VMG maybe a year and a half ago, and I didn't get instant results like Chris did. It took me about 2 weeks for it to get in my system and give me that energy. But I was sleeping better. The PB Restore really does change your mood. I've got two adult children that are 20 and 22, and just moods. Let's just put it that way. And the PB Restore has really calmed our household. So it definitely, when I joined doTERRA a year and a half ago, I had absolutely no experience with essential oils. The supplements was my first experience with this company, and that is what just showed me how pure and amazing their products are. And then over time, I've had, definitely oil experiences, and believe the oils just as much as the supplements. But I love that our supplements are powered by our clean essential oils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good. I know for me, it cleared my brain fog, gave me energy, helped me sleep better. I helped clear up my neuropathy. I was having neuropathy just starting my left foot and so much more than that I'm not going to get into it here, but it has really just been amazing. So let's just move on. Um, Oh, good.
So now that we have all this knowledge and these amazing testimonies about how these products are so wonderful, so how do we get started? So we have this Essential Foundations kit that has everything that we talked about tonight. So you've got your foundational wellness, your VMG, your probiotic, your E omegas, and then our family essential kit oils is our top 10 essential oils that will fill your medicine cabinet. So when you've got a grandbaby or a child that has an ear infection, you have something to go to instead of having to go to the urgent care all the time. So I love having these essential oils handy. So then we also have our good, better, best. Here, there's simple places you can begin with your wellness journey. I appreciate having levels right here, right? So our good recommendation is to start with maybe the family essentials kit or the family or the foundational wellness kits. So you have the top 10 most used oils in hand, or you can replace your medications with those. And then maybe next month you can get the foundational wellness. Our better option is, like I said, both of those together. So you'll have your foundational wellness and the targeted solution. And then we have the best here. This is the Essential Foundational Kit. It gives you the foundational wellness supplements and a wide range of essential oils. You could add in our Mito 2 Max and Revitazine. It's another for a 90-day reset. So that's our best option there. So we live in a world chasing artificial solutions, but nature provides in simple form. So your body knows how to respond. When you bring these tools into your home, you're not just buying products, you're simplifying your options and giving your body what it needs to thrive. So you just need a starting place. I love that quote at the bottom. Do something today that your future self will thank you for.
Yes, most definitely. Okay, so thanks everyone for coming. I'd like to do a Q&A portion now, and then we're going to have a 10-minute business overview that's optional. You're welcome to stay on and listen to it. It's great information, but if you want to hop off, that's absolutely fine too. What will happen next after this class is the person who invited you will reach out and ask to set up a wellness conversation with you. And it's just a one-on-one conversation to see where you're at, what questions you have, and if there's any way that we can help you. So in the meantime, I'm going to stop sharing here for a second. Does anybody have any questions that you'd like to ask? You're welcome to unmute.
Amy asked in the chat that is that a 1 month supply with the foundational wellness? And I said, yes, it's a 1 month supply. Yep.
And if you have kids, you can actually do a half of a sachet of the VMG. It comes in little sachets like this, so you can do smaller doses for children.
Okay, so I'm just going to share. Elizabeth asked me to share a little bit more about how the foundational wellness helped me. So I'm going to go back up to this slide here.
Judy?
Yes.
I wasn't able to get on until 8:30. Can I listen to it from the start?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's all recorded. No problem.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So on the right here, you'll see the 90-day reset. So when I came to doTERRA, I had 3 autoimmune diseases. I had asthma, Hashimoto thyroid, and celiac. And I also was sensitive to lectins and had SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And I had been going to a naturopath for 17 years. I was on all kinds of supplements. I paid $400 a month for them. They were medical grade. When my friend invited me to this class, I came because I love her, but I was convinced that I couldn't do better than I was already taking. But it was expensive. And I had just been to my doctor because even though I was taking all those supplements, I had developed brain fog. I wasn't sleeping well. I had terrible stamina. If I exercised or worked out, I had to take a nap. Well, that was very defeating. I was very discouraged, and I was developing neuropathy in my left foot, which is very painful. Plus, I had the lectin sensitivity, the SIBO, like all this gut stuff all was going on. And so when I went back to my doctor, she really didn't have any answers for me except to put me on another supplement that would support my gut. And I really do think it probably would have helped, but it was $125 a month. And I was like, I cannot do another 125. I was already spending so much. And so then I left there feeling really defeated. Like, well, I'm 64. I guess this is it. I'm put out to pasture. This is my life now. And I wasn't happy with that. And so when my friend invited me to the class, I came and I was so impressed with the backed by research. I was like, okay, I don't know another company that I can verify that. And the price point was fantastic. So instead of 400 a month, it'd be 149.50. So Mike and I decided to try it. And I was still very skeptical. I was like, there's no way this is going to help. Well, you know, Mike is Mr. Happy Guy. And so he's like on day one, I feel better. My knees don't hurt anymore. And I'm like, yeah, right. And so, but after 2 weeks, I could not deny that I felt better. I could feel it. So I was like, okay, there is something to this. And I had put all my other supplements aside. I wasn't taking them. I wanted to know just what this would do. And I was feeling better and better every day. And so fast forward about, I decided to change companies and started with this because of our results and thought there's a lot of people we could help. Went fast forward about 4 months and I went to a class by a doTERRA doctor and it was on autoimmune and thyroid. And this doctor said autoimmune could be healed. And I was like, well, nobody ever told me that after, you know, all these years. And so he gave us a protocol and it was a 90-day reset. So what you see on the screen here is month one. There's 3 separate months. Month one is kind of like your qualifier month. Okay, it's preparing you for month 2. But in month 1, you have to be able to have a bowel movement, at least one bowel movement every day to move on to month 2. I did the 90-day reset. I added in 2 essential oils, cilantro and celery seed, which helped to heal my gut, gave me a binder, and I did fantastic. Fast forward again. I had my blood work done January of last year, and my naturopath was blown away. All my markers were absolutely excellent. And she looked at Hashimoto's and it was gone. And I was like, what? I was very excited. So what happened is I had such significant healing in my gut. And what most of us don't realize is our thyroid hormones are processed in our gut. I had such good healing in my gut that I no longer had asthma. So I had already taken myself off my Singulair and I was not using an inhaler anymore. With my doctor's permission, I went off all of my thyroid medication and now I use essential oil roller bottle. I roll on my thyroid twice a day. And I make that myself. And then the celiac, I'm not going to say I don't have celiac, but I no longer have to worry about cross-contamination. I've had pizza. I can eat my daughter's sourdough bread anytime. It is like
Real pizza, not that other stuff. Real pizza.
and I'm very picky. If I'm going to have wheat, I'm very picky about it. It has to be very high quality because even if I could have wheat, America's wheat is really full of toxins. So I avoid it anyway. But my results have been phenomenal. I am no longer sensitive to lectins and I no longer have any SIBO. I haven't been tested again to see if it's gone, but I'm claiming that it is.
Which means we can have Mexican food and eat at a Mexican restaurant again.
Tomatoes now. It is amazing. And now our supplements are powered by essential oils, and I really believe that is another key ingredient of why they work so well. So I always hesitate to share my story because it's a little bit long, but it's very valuable. And there's so many people who are struggling with gut stuff. So, okay. We're going to move on to the business portion unless anybody else has any other questions. We'll talk about the business. We really appreciate everyone being on tonight. And if you want to stay on for the next part, it's really great information. But if you need to hop off, that's absolutely fine too. Okay.
All right, did you want me to do this, Judy? Okay.
Sure.
All right, so we can all relate to working at a 9-to-5 job, right? Even working really hard, doing everything you're supposed to do, but at some point it feels like you're on a hamster wheel. Constant, never-ending effort, same routine, and it's not really getting ahead while you build someone else's dream. So you're tired, you start thinking there has to be another way. So now imagine this. You find something that actually helps you feel better. It makes such a difference that you can't help but tell all your friends, your family, the people you care about. And instead of that effort going nowhere, it becomes your mission and you get paid for it. You get to help people find safe and effective solutions that make a huge impact on their emotional and physical health. You get to hear testimonies like we did tonight. As you develop as a leader and impact more people, you create momentum. You create a community of people that are focused on helping people and changing the world on both sides of the bottle. And over time, that momentum turns into something that grows income, flexibility, and options you didn't have before. So that's the model doTERRA was built on. They understood that the most powerful market in the world isn't advertising, it's trust. So it's one person saying, this works for me, I can help you have results too. So they created a system that actually rewards with actual rewards it so your effort doesn't just keep rerunning, it actually moves you forward. So the doTERRA business is not just one thing. It generally meets you where you are. So some people want to earn enough to cover their own products every month. That's a completely legitimate goal, and it's very achievable with a small number of consistent customers. Some people want supplemental income while making an impact, something that fits around their job, their kids, their life. So not a second job, something that builds while they're living. And some people want to build something significant. This is definitely where Mike and Judy and myself are. A team, a real income, a legacy that creates options and freedom for their family. So all three are meaningful. All three are happening on this team right now, and you don't have to know which one you are yet. You don't have to make the decision right this second. So let me be straightforward with you about what this actually looks like financially. So because vague promises help nobody, right? So I have been, let's see, on the team for a year and a half, right? Yes, a year and a half now. And I am at that gold level. Judy has been, what, 2.5 years?
Mhm.
And she is at the diamond level at the top of that curve there. So it isn't a get rich quick scheme. It's consistent effort that builds over time, like compact interest on an investment you actually believe in. People who do well here show up consistently, they share genuinely, and they treat this like something worth building. Do you want to share what our income is, Judy? I'm not sure what you want me to share here
Sure,
for
I
that.
don't mind. So I'm a baby diamond because we just ranked a diamond in May. And so our income is 8,500 a month and growing. So Mike was actually a year ago, last August, he quit his full-time job that had a significant income and joined me full-time in doTERRA. And I admit our income grew slower than we thought it was going to with him on board. But we wanted time. We have 17 grandchildren. We wanted time with our grandchildren. So we're fine. I mean, we're working together. That's been a dream of ours for a lot of our married life, and we are loving it most of the time. We love it. But we really do love that we've, twice spent 5 days taking care of grandkids just in July, and it was just so fun. It's just such a blessing. So it's like April says, I like to say it's a 2 to 5 year business plan. If you're willing to work hard for 2 to 5 years, you'll have income that most people wouldn't have. It's not a get rich quick. We have worked really hard, but it's been so worth it. And the impact, I think, is what is the most important to me. I'm going to stop because I could go on forever. It's just going to make this longer. But I'm really
Yeah,
passionate.
so yeah, it's amazing. So as a silver leader, my income is between 2,800 and 3,000, somewhere around there. And I love that with doTERRA, I don't have a whole lot of expenses going out. It's all income. With my last business, I was having to do a lot of product and a lot of hotels and vendor events, and this is just it's straight income, which is great. But it is consistent work, like Judy said, for 2 to 5 years. So you have to be, yeah, definitely do that.
It's not that you don't have to work up to 5 years. I mean, it's not like you can
Right.
just retire and your
That'll
income's
get you to your goal.
not like that either, but you might not have to have your pedal, metal.
Always.
But
So
Judy,
let's go to the next one.
can,
Oh, go
can
ahead.
I just share also, there's many of people who are on our team who are looking just for that 500 to $1,000 a month income. And we have an easy path to 500. We have a path to $1,000 a month income. Without it being taken over your life or being a full-time work, there's a way to do that also. So I just wanted to add that in.
We have, in fact, that I would say that makes up the majority of our team. Probably 80% of our advocates are right there. They want their supplements and their products paid for.
It's
Yeah,
part-time. Yep.
great point,
So
Mike.
I
Thank
agree.
you.
I agree. I love that it's a business for every lifestyle, like we said earlier. Yeah, it fits in with everybody. So that's awesome. So I'm going to give you 5 reasons this company stands apart, because when you're going to build something, you put your name on it. These things really do matter. So first, doTERRA offers natural solutions for today's most pressing health needs. We're not talking about a product that solves a niche problem, right? This isn't a piece of jewelry. It's heart health, it's cognitive function, it's stress, it's sleep, it's energy. These are the things millions of people are actively searching for answers for right now. So doTERRA already has those answers and the clinical evidence backed them, back to back them up. So you're never out ahead of your skis trying to convince someone they need this. The need is already there. And we are doing so much testing to prove that what our products are doing is actually working. Second, the products are proven and they're highly effective. So you've seen the science tonight, the Roseman University study, the clinical trial data, the gene activation research. So it isn't anecdotal, it's measurable, it's documented results that matters when you're recommending something to people you care about. And third, doTERRA customers are deeply loyal. In fact, we have a 65% retention rate, which is definitely unheard of in this industry. Isn't it like 10 to 15 in most industries, Judy? Is that the number? Yeah. So this is the reason why I came to doTERRA, was because of their high retention rates. This is the thing that makes the business model work long term. When something generally changes how you feel, you don't stop using it. Monthly loyal orders aren't a sales tactic. They're what naturally happens when people actually experience results. So the loyalty is what creates consistent residual income for the people who share it. Fourth, the the market is hungrier than ever for a business opportunity like doTERRA. So people are not looking for a quick cash scheme. They want flexibility. They want to build something that fits their real life. They want to earn income through products they actually believe in, without the overhead, all the inventory, or the risk of starting from scratch. So that is exactly what this business does. And fifth, doTERRA has the best commission payouts of any direct selling company, bar none. When you put in the work, the compensation structure is built to reward you at every level, from your very first customer to building a team that creates that lasting income. So this model it's straightforward, guys. So when someone you share doTERRA with makes a purchase, you earn money. When they make a monthly loyalty order, you earn money. When the people they share with make purchases, you earn. You're not cold calling strangers. You're sharing something you already use and with people who already trust you. So the question isn't whether you can do this. If you have a genuine conversation about something you care about, you absolutely can. The question is simply whether you want to. So I would love to share kind of why I chose doTERRA and why I keep choosing it. So the products are the best. You guys heard several testimonies here. So not because I'm loyal to the company, because the science said so before I had had a chance to be. So the Roseman University study didn't ask doTERRA's permission. Independent researchers went looking for the truth and found it. When you share these products, you're standing on solid ground. So the science backs it up. Clinical trials, the real participants, measurable outcomes, in a world full of wellness products making promises they can't keep, doTERRA is building an evidence base that no other essential oil company comes close to. That's not a selling point. It's a foundation you can build a business on with integrity completely intact. And the mission means something. We're not moving products, we're restoring confidence to families. We're reminding people that they have more power over their health than they've ever been told. We're helping people get off the hamster wheel. That's worth building. That's absolutely worth sharing. So I love Elizabeth's testimony with her children. Like, I mean, most moms would have gone to caffeine and energy drinks and, had a crash, an hour later. So having natural products at your side it's powerful. So, and Amy on the call, she's been using doTERRA, I think she said, for 15 years with her children. So It's just
Wow.
it's very powerful having these tools instead of having to go to all the medications out there. So if anything in the last 10 minutes starts something, even a small spark of what if, I'd love to have a conversation with you or whoever invited you to this call tonight. So we don't want to sign you up immediately. It's not a pitch if you plan or you're ready for it. It's just to understand where you are and have an honest conversation about whether this could be a fit for the life you're trying to build. So it's the best thing I can do for you is to be clear with you. So about what it takes, what it realistically pays, and what it actually looks like in our day-to-day schedule. So if you're open to learning more, let us know. You could put it in the chat here or reach out to whoever invited you tonight, and we could talk more about what it means to be a doTERRA wellness advocate. So any
Thank you.
questions or anything? Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Okay, thanks to everyone for being on. This was recorded, so I'll go ahead and stop the recording now.